Cloud of smoke from Brad Smith's race. Truck, I believe his turbo blew in the first race yesterday. We also saw Adam Bint and Paul McCumiskey have a few problems as well. And in Division 1, Stuart Oliver went up in smoke in the first race. Perhaps the most significant incident was a very rare retirement for Ryan Smith. A five-time consecutive champion pulled up while fighting for the lead with Martin Gibson in race 2, allowing Martin to take his MAN to victory. David Jenkins was the day's other winner in Division 1. Division 2 yesterday, the first race was won on the road by Scotsman Jock Borthwick for his first ever win, but he got a penalty for jumping the start. And therefore Michael Oliver, son of Stuart, inherited the win on his comeback to racing after a couple of years away. Borthwick made amends though by winning excuse me, the second race for Division 2, and was up there with the Division 1 trucks as well, his first ever win in the championship, the man from Scotland. We'll see if he can make it 2 out of 3 later today. But the Caterhams will be up first in a few minutes' time then. We'll bring you the grid shortly. Okay, we are now almost ready to get underway with our first race for the Caterham Graduates Racing Club, the Sigma 135 category. The grid reads as follows. Qualifying took place yesterday for this race. Ben Buckley, number 42, was qualified fastest, alongside 86 Simon Shaw. Second row, 199 of Michael Curley and 131 John Cox. James McCall, the championship leader, number 50, is on row 3 alongside David Reed, number 62. And on row 4, Angus McLean in 61, number 130, Roger Gaunt. Row 5 is Alaric Barney, number 60, and 64 of Mika Lazarus. Tom Power and Paul Farrell on row 6, and on row 7, Chris Skillicorn and Ben Wheatley. Row 8, Oliver Smith and Alistair Melton, and then on row 9, Greg Curtis and Jonathan Moore. Beyond that, row 10 we have Neil Evans and Ian Fortescue, Julian Willis and Andy Cooper, then Robin Webb and Mark Noaro. Then we've got Alistair Curry and Fraser Riddington, followed by Simon Martin and Michael Koo, Aki Hussain and Lydia Gould. In the final row, Simon White and Merton Wood. 32 cars we should have for a 25-minute race. Now, the key to racing Caterhams is slipstreaming, particularly down the main straight here into the first corner at Redgate and also into the final chicane on the exhibition straight. The place you don't want to be in a Caterham race is leading going into the last corner, because somebody's going to be behind you and is going to slipstream past you. Do let us know if you're watching on our live stream today. A few of you have already done so. One or two of you who were at the circuit yesterday. Good to hear from you. Already over 100 of you watching on our YouTube live stream. Give us a like. We'll try and get as many likes as possible on the stream. A couple of cars being recovered from that first run of the day. And then we'll get the Caterhams underway very shortly. Then names to look out for include James McCall. As we say, he's been in the top 2 of every race so far this year. The Caterham graduates have already visited Alton Park, Snetterton, Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, Thruxton and Croft this year. They've got another weekend to go at Pembrey in Wales after this. Ian Stevens says on YouTube, watching from the Lincolnshire Wolds. We'll be up there on Bank Holiday Monday at Cadwell Park with the Classic Touring Car Racing Club. Hopefully you can join us for that one, Ian. 25 minutes then for the Caterhams. Ben Buckley leads them out in the blue number 42. Last couple of cars just lining up there at the back. Merton Wood in the grey number 13 alongside Simon White, number 57. But any one of about the top 10 on this grid, I reckon, could win this. The marshals getting the cars into line on the grid. There will be a green flag lap, and then it will be a standing start over 25 minutes of racing. Ben Buckley in blue, Simon Shaw in yellow and black on the front of the grid. Ben from Bishop Stortford. Simon Shaw from Chinnor in Buckinghamshire. James McCall could well be the favourite though. Car number 50. Watch for his green and black machine starting on the inside of row 3. See the cars there on the right hand side of the picture are the CNC Heads Northwest Sports and Saloons. They're getting ready for their qualifying session. It's one or two cars being cleared off the circuit from our previous race there. These cars, as we say, powered by identical Ford Sigma engines, 135 brake horsepower, designed to be as equal as possible, these cars. Second row of the grid, Michael Curley, number 199. That's the blue and black car there. And the red and black car of John Cox, number 131. Countdown being signalled from the start marshal's rostrum there. And then we'll get the Okay, so the green flag is now waved on the right of your screen there from the marshals, so there'll be a final warm-up lap just to get some heat into their tyres, and we can take you through a lap of this Donington Park National Circuit. It's down the Wheatcroft Straights, named after Tom Wheatcroft, who reopened this circuit in the 70s, into the long right-hander of Redgate's Corner. And it's into Hollywood and down the Craner Curves, this spectacular and this weekend slightly slippery section of track. Track plunges away down the hill, and then it's onto the brakes for the old hairpin. Very easy to go off into the gravel trap on the outside there. We saw a fair few Citroen C1s do that yesterday. Big field of 32 Caterhams out there, all identical except for their colour schemes. And it's along the bottom of the course, past the old Starkey's Bridge. And swing their way through the slight left up into Schwantz Curve, named after motorcycle legend Kevin Schwantz, and the right-hander at McLean's. And then they climb up under the final approach path to East Midlands Airport, just next door to this circuit, and then into the highest part of the course at Coppice Corner, which is a double apex right-hander. Tricky corner, that one, because as the track rises, you can't see the first apex on the way in. Then it's along the Exhibition Straight, past the Exhibition Centre on the right, and then into the Roberts Chicane, which flicks right and then left. Plenty of slipstreaming opportunities there. So it's the blue machine of Ben Buckley who leads them up to the grid then. Simon Shaw in yellow and black, Michael Curley blue and black, and then in red and grey, John Cox. There's James McCall rounding out the top five. Alaric Barney, the black and blue car, number 60, will be one worth watching. The 70 Tom Power in the Dayglow yellow car. Cars coming to the grid then for our first Caterham race of the weekend. The Caterham Graduates Racing Club Sigma 135 category here at Donington Park at Convoy in the Park 2021. Ben Buckley in pole position, Simon Shaw alongside him. Second row, Michael Curley and John Cox. Row 3, James McCall and David Reed. They've been battling with each other for the whole of the season. Row 4, Angus McLean and Roger Gaunt, rounding out the top 10, Alaric Barney and Mika Lazarus. Identical Ford Sigma 135 horsepower engined cars running on Yokohama tyres. And this will be a 25-minute race around a slightly damp and slippery Donington Park after rain yesterday. Overcast conditions here today at Convoy in the Park. Last couple of cars moving into light the back of the grid. The marshals, once they're happy, will display the green flag. And then the red lights will come on. The green flag is waved from the back of the grid. The 5-second board is held aloft on the rostrum, waiting for those red lights to come on. And when they go out, we will be underway. Time to go racing here at Donington Park, and away they go. 25 minutes of Caterham racing then. Good start by the pole sitter Ben Buckley. James McCall in the number 50, the green car. Watch for him down the inside. Slotting into second is Simon Shaw. Side by side for third between Cox and McCall as they charge their way through Redgate Corner for the first time. Merton Wood at the back in car number 13. They've all made it round Redgate into the Craner Curves. It's Ben Buckley who leads from Simon Shaw in second. Who's that that's come through for third place? Looks like David Reed. A good start from sixth on the grid up into third place. James McCall is fourth, and Tom Power, it looks like, is possibly up into fifth position. pick that up in a moment. See the times come in as they complete the first lap. They head along the bottom section of the circuit up towards the left at Schwantz Curve, then the right at McLean's. It's Buckley in the two-tone blue car that leads the way. Start to sort themselves out. I think it's Angus McLean in 5th place, in fact number 61, a similarly coloured car. Neil Evans, number 34, under fire from Mark Noiro, number 68, who's had a good season so far, back in the pack in this race in the early stages though. This is where we start to see them try and slipstream each other, and Simon Shaw is going to attack for the lead as they come into the chicane. This is a move you're going to see a lot in today's Caterham races. Up the inside, they're out of the slipstream, takes the lead into the chicane. They're all over each other on the way in. Looks like they have all survived that. A bit of a lock-up further back there. Simon Shaw who leads from Ben Buckley. David Reed is in 3rd place. That's James McCall 4th. Cox is in 5th position, number 131, John Cox. And it's number 130 in 6th. That's Roger Gaunt. He's running well. So the 2 front row men out in front, with Shaw ahead of Buckley into the Craner curves for the second time. The first 3 breaking away very slightly. Drop down towards the old hairpin. Number 86 of Simon Shaw, the Buckinghamshire driver, leads Buckley in 2nd. Are they all going to get through the old hairpin okay at this time? It looks like it's James McCall in 4th position. He hasn't been out of the top 2 this year. We've got a spinner. That's number 131. That is John Cox. He started towards the front. I think that's up at, is that up at Redgate or is it at the old hairpin that he's gone off there? I think that'll, yes, that's going to call for a safety car. That car's stuck on the edge of the circuit, so we have our first safety car of the day. With John Cox off on the edge of the circuit there. Simon Shaw slows the field down. Oh, we've had a bit of contact there as the pack slowed. Coming into the exhibition straight. A couple of cars have made contact. A bit of bodywork came flying off there. Okay, Simon Shaw slows the field then. It's Shaw from Buckley, then David Reed, James McCall. John Cox was 5th, but he won't be now.
If you were the parts man for Caterham, you'd know exactly the part number of a front and a rear wing, wouldn't you? Because they are very much consumable items when it comes to Caterham racing. I'm wondering if there's another car that we...
Safety car will pick up the race leader. The BMW there.
Because he is still showing on our timing screen as having not gone through the end of the first sector, the number 40 car. So I'm just going to see, does Paul Farrell come through? Yes, he does. He comes through in 9, so that must be a transponder issue for him. Because on our GPS tracking that we have for all of the cars around the circuit, his car seems sort of stuck in sector 1.
There's already a few cars you can see missing
9th position. Safety car will be in this
mainly rear wings on the cars after a bit of contact. That's quite a feature of Caterham racing sometimes.
Marshall's having to get very close to the action to try and push that car out of the way.
One car that's dropped back is number 199 of Michael Curley. He's lost 20 places on that lap. I wonder if he had some contact with John Cox. Looking back up there, I think John Cox is out of the gravel. I think that's his car we just saw coming into the Craner curve. So I think the marshals have got him going again. So it shouldn't be too long before we're back underway and racing. Yes, there he is. It must be on the exit of Redgate that he went off.
Was tragically killed at Brantash just a couple of weekends ago, and for many a year the Caterham graduates, whether it be if you're a driver and you marshal for a day, you get extra
so they start to form up. Well done to the marshals, the Orange Army, our volunteer marshals. We couldn't go racing without them. We've got John Cox out of the gravel there, the man from Prince's Risborough. Seems to be coming to a stop at the exit of McLean's there. The traffic building up behind the safety car. The lights are out, so we're going to be going racing again this time. Just a couple of laps behind the safety car then to get that car out of the gravel. It's in a dangerous position on the edge of the circuit. Simon Shaw will start to pick up the pace then. Ahead of Buckley, Reed, McCall. It's Angus McLean up to 5th place with the orange roll cage there. Ahead of the number 40, number 96 rather, of Ben Wheatley. Here we go then, ready to go racing once again. The cars are released by the safety car and down towards Redgate There you go, Ben Buckley able to attack for the lead here. He has a look around the outside there. Isn't going to get through. The leader, Simon Shaw, holds the line. Third place is David Reed. Then we've got McCall in fourth. McLean is fifth. Wheatley sixth. Alaric Barney is seventh. Then we've got Tom Power in that distinctive Dayglow yellow car. Ben Buckley trying to get into a position to attack as they go down into the right-hander at the old hairpin, but Simon Shaw holds it at the moment. James McCall closing up in fourth place. Watch for that green car. Here he comes onto the tail of his big rival this season, David Reed. David hasn't contested every round of the championship, so it's James McCall clear in the points. McCall up the outside. That's a brave move into McLean's round the outside. Can he make it sticker? Yes, he has. That's a rare move. Good stuff from James McCall. Here he comes attacking Ben Buckley now for second place. David Reed trying to fight back on the inside. McLean and Wheatley swarming around on their tails behind him, so it's going to be 6 for the lead here. What's going to happen as they come down the exhibition straight? You can see Simon Shaw moving to the inside to protect the line into the chicane, so McCall's going to try and go around the outside. He's got past Buckley, he tucks in. Look at Angus McLean up the inside. This is going to be close. McLean side by side, 3 wide into the chicane. That was very tight indeed. McLean had to back out in the number 61. Here they come down the straight then. It's Shaw from McCall this time. Buckley defending third from McLean. Wheatley's come through. The big loser and all that was David Reed. He's down to about 6th place. It could be down to 7th there as McLean up the inside. He's in 4th place. There's the 96 of Ben Wheatley. David Reed's been rather gobbled up by the pack there as a result of all that chopping and changing around the second half of the lap. Simon Shaw leads. Less than a second covers this first group. Ben Buckley defending third place from Angus McLean, who's all over him. Reed's back up into 5th place. Wheatley's down to 7th because Tom Power has come through. There's the next group, number 142 in there. That's Ian Fortescue, the man from Stafford. Along the bottom of the circuit then up towards McLean's corner. Not Angus McLean's corner that time. He's still there in 4th, chasing Ben Buckley. At the inside, James McCall is going to try and make the move into Coppice. We said he'd be one to watch in this race. He's got the inside, just clips the curb on the inside. He's going to go through. Into the lead goes the number 50 car, the Sigma 135 championship leader. Ben Buckley is going to have a go as well in the blue car for second place. Shaw's caught on the outside here. He's going to have to be late on the brakes against James McCall. He's got McLean on his tail as well. Oh, goodness me, look at this pack building up, and that's allowed James McCall to escape a little through the chicane. Shaw and Buckley still side by side. Then it's McLean in 4th place, Angus McLean number 61. David Reed is 5th, 6th it's Tom Power, Wheatley 7th, Alaric Barney 8th, Ian Fortescue 9th, and number 95 Alistair Melton, the Cheshire driver, rounding out the top 10. This is brilliant stuff. They're galloping in a pack around Donington Park. Well, this event's called Convoy in the Park. We've got a convoy of Caterhams at the moment, headed by James McCall, by just under a second ahead of Buckley now in 2nd. McLean's up to 3rd. Simon Shaw lost out there through Redgate. He's down to 5th place behind Angus McLean and David Reed. It's Power. Then it's Wheatley, Alaric Barney, Ian Fortescue and the rest of them. Ben Buckley giving chase then, the pole sitter in this race. McLean 3rd, David Reed clips the curb there. Simon Shaw under fire. Looking further back down the order here, there's battles everywhere you look in this one. This group headed by number 92, that's Aki Hussein, towards the back of the grid. The white car number 29, that's Alistair Curry. Now he's running 3rd in the championship at the moment. Quite a way down the field in this one though. James McCall leads. Ben Buckley starting to close back up on him, and Angus McLean a little bit too deep into the chicane there. Could lose out to David Reed. Here comes Tom Power, number 70 in the Anvil hire car, through on the inside, nearly bangs wheels with Simon Shaw. Caterham racers excellent at racing as close together as possible without actually touching each other. Here comes Ben Buckley going for the lead as they head into the first corner at Redgate. McLean up the inside tries to take David Reed. Reed's having none of it, holds him off, and the number 40 car in there as well. Oh, and a big slide there by Alaric Barney, number 60. He nearly lost it. Number 40 up there in 6, Paul Farrell. Where's he come from? He was about 12th place 2 laps ago. It's the grey car. Watch for him coming through. Behind it. Oh, and as I say that, Paul Farrell's gone wide. He goes over the gravel, over the grass. Trying a bit too hard there. I think I put the commentator's curse on Paul Farrell there. He spun it. Look out. Rest of the pack coming through behind. Oh dear. And Paul Farrell is back a long way back from where he started from. Great shame for the driver from London. Here's a battle up front, towards the front. This is Power, Barney, and the number 95, Alistair Melton. Missing a wing there, you can see on the right rear. Here come your leaders. James McCall from Ben Buckley. He's up the inside then into the chicane. It's going to be a change of lead once again. Ben Buckley takes the lead. Second place is James McCall. They've started to pull away very slightly from David Reed. He's busy defending from Angus MacLean. Then we've got Simon Shaw, Tom Power, and the battle between Alaric Barney, Alistair Melton and Rob Wheatley in there as well, as McCall up the inside into MacLean. Retakes the place. He's sliding wide on the exit. It's still a little damp out there. As Ben Buckley starts to fight back. This is Caterham racing at its best. At the top of the Craner curves, Buckley goes back into the lead. That momentary loss of momentum, all it took for James McCall to lose the lead once again. Down into the old hairpin. Seen how easy it is to run wide on the exit there. Paul Farrell did that and spun last lap around. Farrell now down into 21st place as a result of that. He was as high as 6th. Leaders along the bottom section of the course then. Here they come into MacLean's. Angus MacLean still there in 4th place, chasing David Reed. Through Coppice. Reed in the black car with the red and yellow stripe. Hanging on to the tails of the leaders here. MacLean 4th, then a small gap back to Simon Shaw. Tom Power is 6th, Alaric Barney 7th, Alistair Melton is 8th, as James McCall has a look again into the chicane. We said we'd see this move take place a few times. McCall goes through, and the 42 car there, Ben Buckley, is losing a front wing there. You can see it flapping on the right front wheel. Is that going to slow his progress? I don't think so. We've got 12 and a half minutes of this race to go, so we're up to half distance in this Caterham Graduate Sigma 135 category race. Buckley going round the outside into Redgates. That's a good move there as James McCall tries to fight back. Reed and MacLean closing up. See, Angus MacLean's got the novice cross on the back of his car there. You have to wear that for your first 6 motor races. 4 of them line astern. There goes the wing and smash into it goes James McCall. That's unnerved him a bit, I think. Hasn't slowed him down though. Lucky it didn't hit his roll cage there, just clipped his front wheel. Along the bottom of the course they come. 5th is still Simon Shaw ahead of Tom Power. Alaric Barney 7th, then Alistair Melton. Ben Wheatley is 9th. Behind him in 10th I think is Ian Fortescue. So Ben Buckley in a slightly lightened car now. Leads James McCall, but I'm sure McCall will try that slipstreaming move into the chicane. They're coming up to lap Merton Wood in car number 13 here. Hopefully they'll meet him after the chicane and can get past him on the straights. Here they come then, and McCall up the inside, takes the lead back again. Simon Shaw under fire. Alaric Barney past Tom Power as well. There's a battle a little further behind them as well. That's Keith Skillicord and Mika Lazarus. James McCall up the inside. Buckley tucks in behind. They're lapping Merton Wood. Get past him at Redgate, no problem. So it's McCall back into the lead once again. They swap places briefly on the straight. Angus MacLean can't find a way past David Reed for 3rd place. Sink their way down the Craner curves once again towards the old hairpin. See still a few damp patches there on the Craners. Simon Shaw 5th. 6th is Alaric Barney. Is that a slowing car there? No, it's Merton Wood being lapped. There he is, the number 13, just getting out of the way there at the old hairpin of the quicker runners. Good driving by Merton, letting the lead battlers through. Here's the lead fight into MacLean's. 4 of them still line astern. Just over 10 minutes to go in this Caterham Graduates Sigma 135 race. Maybe a 25-minute race. It doesn't seem to take long, does it, with action like this? Are we going to see another move made into the chicane here by Ben Buckley? Yes, up the inside. Here he goes again. And he retakes the lead. Up into 3rd place, David Reed, and MacLean 4th behind him there, trying to have a go at James McCall in the green car as well. Down the straight, I'm sure McCall's going to try and attack back again here. Ben Buckley got the better exit from the chicane that time though. He's starting to pull away. MacLean being urged on by his crew on the pit wall there. David Reed going for the inside. Could have a stab at 2nd place here. Well, that was close. McCall turned in, but he saw David Reed was there. There was Thought there was going to be contact between the two of them there, but they've held it together. These four are now a couple of seconds clear of Simon Shaw in 5th place. McLean's just done the fastest lap of the race, 1:21.839. He's behind this group, trying to tow up to the back of them. David Reed all over James McCall for 2nd place. There's Shaw, the yellow car, in 5th. Alaric Barney is now up to 6th. Simon Melton 7th. Tom Power has fallen down to 8th. Through they come. Up towards Coppice. Swing their way through the right-hander. See the two apexes there, and now David Reed's getting in position to make a move on James McCall, but he's being forced to go to the outside. They're going to be 3 wide into the chicane here. Ben Buckley doesn't know which side to defend on. Oh, this is going to be close. McCall up the inside retakes the lead. David Reed had to back out there on the outside in car number 62, the man from the northwest. Here they come then, over the line, 0.6 of a second covers the 4 of them here. Buckley's going to go to the inside again, Reed's on the outside, he can't get the correct positioning, and McCall is just about to defend here. Reed goes for the outside through red gates, he's going to run wide over the curb there, and McLean's having a go, he's going to go to the inside. Now McLean's seen an opening there. This is going to be a brave move down the Craner curves. He's got past Reed, he won't get past Buckley. That was a very brave bit of driving by Angus McLean up into 3rd place, but it's McCall that's got the lead. Of course, the harder they battle, they're going to lose time to Simon Shaw. New fastest lap of the race by Alistair Melton, who's up into 6th place. That time through the blue and orange car, just ahead of Alaric Barney. Then it's Tom Power, Ian Fortescue and Keith Skillicorn rounding out the top 10. Chris Skillicorn, I should say. Keith Skillicorn used to race hot rods at Barford Raceway in the northeast. Apologies there. Over the curb there on the inside at Coppice. David Reed trying to attack Angus McLean back again for this 3rd place. It's Ben Buckley defending the lead from McCall. They're never going to get 4 wide into the chicane. That's not going to work. McCall goes around the outside. He retakes the lead. Reed will try and retake 3rd place as well. Alistair Melton is up into 5th ahead of Simon Shaw now, the man who started from the front row. Here they come. Oh, and where on earth was 61 going there? Angus McLean, he nearly hit the back of David Reed. I think there might be some damage to Angus McLean's car, the way he was jinking the car around there. I thought something had broken there. He very nearly hit David Reed. He got his exit from the chicane wrong there. Did he run wide onto the grass there and have to slide back on? I'm not sure. Alistair Melton is still 5th. That's created a bit of a hole in this battle now. They split into 2 pairs, and here comes Ben Buckley. Has a look as they go down into the old hairpin. Reed in 3rd place. There's McLean in 4th. He's recovered from that moment coming onto the Wheatcroft straight. Get some of the battles further back here. Plenty of fights all the way down the order. Meantime, the leader's coming out of McLean. It's McCall against Buckley continuing their fight. McCall actually pulls away a little bit there. There's Reed. There's McLean. I think he's having some sort of a handling issue. That car seems to be flapping around a little. Melton there in the blue and orange car is 5th. Now what's going to happen into the chicane this time? Buckley's going to go for the inside. He goes through. Here comes McLean up the outside. He's going to try and take Reed here. As Buckley leads them through. Has McLean got ahead? He's side by side with Reed this time. No, again he has to move back in behind. You can see Melton closing up as well. The harder they battle, the more time they're losing to the pack behind. 5.5 minutes to go, so a few laps to go yet. Shaw is 6th, Alaric Barney 7th, Tom Power 8th, Chris Skillicorn is 9th, Ian Fortescue 10th. Here's a battle between Neil Evans, number 34, Julian Willis in the 51. This is for 14th place. Mark Noaro in the orange car is behind them. And then we got the 130 car of Roger Gaunt. Leaders down the hill into the old hairpin. Alaric Barney making a move there. The number 60 on the 44 car, that's Chris Skillicorn. Fortescue behind them. Next in the order is Ben Wheatley. Through McLean's they come. They're coming up on a back marker once again here. Hopefully he doesn't get in the way. Moves aside, preferably on the straights. Through they come. Down the exhibition straights once again. The back marker Simon White, number 57. They're going to meet him coming to the chicane. They won't want this. Simon White doesn't know where to go to get out of their way. Up up the inside, and McCall, is he going to make a move? No, he's a bit too far back this time. The back marker splitting them slightly because they met him at the worst possible place getting into the chicane. Nothing Simon White could do there. Here they come then down the straight. James McCall moves out to try and get around the outside into Redgate. Is he going to do it? It's going to have to be very late on the brakes here. Get round Ben Buckley. Is he going to get the overlap on him? I don't think he is. They're going to be side by side towards the crane. There's Angus McLean running wide. I caught a glimpse of there. I think that was Angus running over the gravel. Yes, it was. He's lost out to Simon Shaw. Ben Buckley holds Liz. Another one gone wide there. That might be Simon White, I think, the back marker we saw being lapped. So maybe Angus McLean clipped him going into Redgate there. Well, the first two have been able to get away slightly as a result of that. Third is David Reed. There's Shaw in fourth. McLean is down to fifth now. Sixth, Alaric Barney heads the next group. It's James McCall. He's been first or second in every race for this category this year, chasing Ben Buckley. Just over 3 minutes of this race to go, so we'll have at least a couple more laps of this. James McCall goes for the lead again. He'll take the inside. Alaric Barney heading the next group. He's got something, that's Chris Skillicorn on his tail as McCall up the inside. He's done it again. Buckley gets the cutback on the exit. Now what's happening behind him? Sixth place, here comes Chris Skillicorn down the inside. He takes sixth over the curb there. Tom Power, that is, in behind them. Number 97 of Ollie Smith coming through now into the midfield group. .052 separated the two leaders over the lines. Buckley that has it at the moment. David Reed just keeping a watching brief. Here's that battle further back between the 51 of Julian Willis, Neil Evans, Mark Noaro and Roger Gaunt. They've been scrapping all race long. This is for 14th place. Every place fought for here at Donington. This is terrific stuff. Simon Shaw's closing back up as well. He's within a second of David Reed. Could we see him back on the podium after he dropped back early on? There's Ollie Smith, the white and red car. He's got Ian Fortescue behind him now. Here comes James McCall. He's going for the inside. He's not waiting for the chicane this time. He wants to get through at Coppice. That's going to give Buckley the opportunity. Oh, that was a bit of a slide there for James McCall. Brave move up the inside. That's going to allow Ben Buckley the chance to get back up the inside on the straight, though, and down into the chicane to take the lead. Now David Reed's closing up on them as well. Buckley moves across, and look at Simon Shaw. He's caught them. He's going to have a go at these three now. Buckley in the middle. Reed on the inside is going to go for second. McCall holds him off. Buckley's got the lead back again. Shaw just looking on. Here they come then. We've got about 1 minute 23 as they cross the line. They might get 2 more laps out of this. I didn't see a last lap board. It's Ben Buckley from James McCall, David Reed and Simon Shaw, and in the background there Angus McLean being edged towards the grass there as he fights it out with Chris Skillicorn and Alaric Barney. They had a bit of a to and fro at the chicane as well. So it's impossible to know which battle to watch here at the moment, and in the background there's about 6 or 7 cars going for 5th place. Ben Buckley pulls away slightly into the lead now ahead of James McCall. There's a fight towards the back of the field. 199, that's Michael Curley. Qualified well in damp conditions yesterday, but has dropped back down the order. Battling with the 92, Aki Hussain. There go the top 4. Up the hill towards Coppice. Ben Buckley slid a bit wide through there. He's pushing hard to try and hold off James McCall. McCall back up onto his tail. Here they come. Down towards the chicane. McCall's going to surely slipstream him again. Try to. He's not going to get the inside though. David Reed moves up on them. They're going to be close again coming into what's going to be the last lap. There's only 8 seconds on the clock as they come off the chicane. There's the last lap board. Here we go then, 1 lap to go. Will it be Buckley, McCall, Reed or Shaw? The next battle is headed up, I think, by Alaric Barney now. Everybody else is fighting for 5th. To the inside goes David Reed, to the inside goes James McCall. They almost went 3 wide and Buckley's lost it. Round goes Ben Buckley. Oh, what a disappointment. He'd held on in the lead battle for so long. Just pushing a little bit too hard there. He rejoins. He'll be turning the air blue inside his crash helmet there. He's down to at least 4th place. So it's James McCall from David Reed. They've been had a fierce rivalry all season long. They come up to lap a back marker there as they go through Starkeys. And David Reed's making a move to the inside here. They're side by side on the run up towards McLean's. Reed could have the inside. He hasn't led at any point during this race, but he doesn't want to be leading going into the final chicane because McCall will slipstream him. David Reed has taken the lead through McLean's there. McCall on his tail, Shaw behind them. Here they come into Coppice. It's between these three now. What's going to happen into the chicane? McCall's going to move to the inside. David Reed's going to have to defend. Look at Simon Shaw. The yellow car is all over them, deciding which side he's going to go. McCall up the inside. He's judged this very well indeed. He goes up the inside, takes the lead into the final chicane. It looks like it is going to be James McCall. Trying to cut back is David Reed. They're almost going to finish side by side. This is going to be close. They're going to finish 3 wide across the line. It's going to be a photo finish. Who's going to get there? I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell who got that. According to the timing screen, Simon Shaw won it. He must have led about 6 inches of that race in total, and they were the last 6 inches. Simon Shaw, from David Reed, from James McCall, the three of them covered by 3 1/1000ths of a second. That's as close as you can get without having a 3-way dead heat. That is one of the best finishes to a race I've ever seen, and certainly the closest. That deserves to be awarded as a 3-way dead heat, I think. Simon Shaw won it by 2 1/1000ths of a second from David Reed, and James McCall was 1 1/1000th of a second further back. You couldn't tell visually. I don't think Simon Shaw even realises he's won. That is unbelievable. We'll confirm the rest of the order in a moment, and bad luck to Ben Buckley, who was in that fight as well. He could have made it 4 wide. He finished 5th. That was his first race of the year, we're told as well. Thought I couldn't see him in the points chart. That was his first race this year. He was all set to win, then spun at the start of the last lap. Chris Skillicorn took 4th. Now you can... Right, the timing has now been corrected. You can see it's... on the graphics there. Well, the timing has now been corrected and it's now showing James McCall as the winner. We have to wait for the timing to correct itself, of course, because it was so close there across the line, even the timekeepers couldn't call it, I think. It's now showing James McCall as the winner ahead of Reed and Shaw. We'd have to see a photo finish camera to tell that. Let's try and get a replay if we can of that finish. Here they come then towards the finish. There's the checkered flag. It's impossible to tell them. You can't tell visually. That was impossible to tell. The official timing we've now got through is James McCall by 1/1000th of a second ahead of David Reed and Simon Shaw. Sports and Saloon Championship here at Donington Park. They've been part of this package for a while now. We've had the annual visitor convoy in the park. Okay, we can bring you the provisional results. James McCall the winner by 1 1/1000th of a second, and Simon Shaw third by 0.049 of a second. Chris Skillicorn 4th, Ben Buckley recovering for 5th after his spin, Alaric Barney 6th ahead of Oliver Smith, then Tom Power 8th, Ian Fortescue 9th, and Angus McLean dropping back to 10th. 11th was Alistair Melton, 12th went to Ben Wheatley, 13th Mika Lazarus, Roger Gaunt dropping back to 14th, Julian Willis in 15th place, 16th was Neil Evans ahead of Mark Noaro, then it was the number 77 of Robin Webb. In 19th place was number 155 Simon Martin, 20th went to Jonathan Moore, number 47, 21st it was Fraser Riddington, in 22nd Lydia Gould. Michael Curley qualified well, dropped back into 23rd place ahead of Aki Hussain. In 25th place John Cox, who spun early on then. Alistair Curry struggled a bit in that one. Behind him it was the number 90 of Andrew Cooper. Michael Koo was next home, And behind him in 29th place, it was the number 35 of Greg Curtis. We lost number 40, Paul Farrell, on the final lap there, so no time for him. And Simon White and Merton Wood were the other finishers. Well, the provisional result that was. The timekeepers will just double check that 3 wide photo finish, I think. But provisionally, James McCall is your winner. Well done indeed to him. And that's just the first race of the day here at Donington Park. It's 1,000th of a second in it there between James McCall and David Reed. Okay. Right, we are going to have a short break next because we have a qualifying session coming up next for the CNC Heads Northwest Sports and Saloon Car Championship. There are 2 races coming up later on today.
Because we've not got much power, we have to slipstream so tightly. So everything is done on the brakes, really, the 2 main braking points, and yeah, very fast and flowing.
So there's just going to be a few minutes break before our next race, which is going to be our first truck race of the day, the British Truck Racing Championship. I can tell you a couple of trucks won't be racing today, unfortunately. Brad Smith, his turbo blew up in the first race yesterday, truck number 16 in Division 2. He won't be racing today. And also, sadly, Stuart Oliver, number 7 with his Volvo, the 10-time British and 1-time European champion. His engine failed yesterday, sadly, in the first race, and his Volvo has been withdrawn from the weekend, so we won't see Stuart Oliver racing today, sadly.
How close was it between us? Like tense? It changed apparently about 3 times after the checker flag. They were still doing the photo finish, so it was massively close.
I think we can now go down shortly to the Parc Ferme and hear from our leading runners in that Caterham Sigma 135 race.
Everything else is fine, I think, hopefully. Good start, well done, Simon. Congratulations on your 3rd place there as well. So, really good stuff from the Caterham graduates. As always, they were happy. They didn't know which way it finished. And nor did we really towards the end of that race, even when they crossed the line for the checkered flag. But lots more to go from the Sigma 135 a bit later on.
Yeah, welcome down to Parc Ferme with James McCall, the winner of that race by the hairs of his chinny chin. James, you didn't even know you'd won until you got into the paddock here. Talk us through the emotions, because that was a really close finish.
It was massively close, and I actually thought I was going to be fighting Ben for the finish, and it turned out Dave bided his time, came from nowhere and brought Simon Shaw with him. And yeah, I knew I was going to be able to get him down into the chicane, but I was suspicious because he was hanging back, and I thought, well, why is he letting me go? And he timed the chicane perfectly, and when I came out of the chicane, I saw what he'd done, and I thought Simon Shaw had got me as well. So I knew I was at least 3rd. I thought I might be 2nd. I had no inkling that I'd won it.
It's a crazy race, the Caterhams. We've loved watching them all year. It so often comes down to that timing. I know you've won a lot of races this year. How difficult is that to get right?
Yeah, it's really difficult, because as well as driving and stuff, you've got to plan. You've got to plan things, and you've got to resist the urge to pass someone sometimes, because you don't want to be in the front towards the end of the race. And when you're behind with the tow, it's so easy to pass someone. But you have to say, no, I'm not. I'm gonna wait till the last minute so he can't pass me back. But yeah, it's great. I think races like that today, to be able to race as close as that, and everyone coming with a square car, that's amazing.
And for those maybe at home watching the Caterhams for the first time, pretty good advert for the race itself, isn't it? This is what it's usually like.
Yeah, this is what it's usually like with Caterhams and with Caterham graduates. Our focus
Hi there
is
again,
on
and welcome back
not
to Donington
binning it,
Circuit, where I am with the
taking it back on the
ever-growing
trailer
Brewers
in
family.
in all its pieces, and you can see from that race we can race close without and still have a car that's working at the end of the race.
You can race close, but you can also race bloody hard as well. Congratulations,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mate.